Our gang sexy. I grinded through the rest of this game instead of doing 3 videos. It's only going to be 2 because I played a bunch of turns today, as you can tell, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning that I'm shooting this video, or pretty close to it. So I actually almost thought about stopping this because I said, "There's just no way the Confederates are going to win this, because the Union just has too much." But then I thought to myself, well, their morales are much better for the most part than the Union forces, and they've got good terrain to sit on. So I said, okay, let's play this thing all the way out and see what happens. And when I was done, I thought to myself, well, it looks to me like the Confederates won first battle of Kernstown. And I was pretty sure that that was the way it's going to be. So you get victory points for the victory hexes up here. All right, the Confederates get 1 point for each victory location they hold on the Sandy Ridge, starting with the 320 game turn. All right, and that is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 turns into the game. And they get to collect points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for 12 turns. All right, they get 1 point for every one of those they hold per turn for 12 turns. And then they get some bonus victory points depending on how many they own at the end of the game. All right, so Claude set the game up right so that the Confederates don't have to take Sandy Ridge and Pritchard's Hill. They can literally take one or the other and still have the potential to win. Well, as the Confederates, I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to give focus to both objectives at the same time. I did make a meager attempt when these units finally activated down here to go up there, but they weren't harming those units. I mean, they did some damage to them, but they didn't cause any pressure there. So I kept my focus over here on Sandy Hill. And as you can see, or Sandy Ridge, you see the Confederates still hold this line on the ridge right here. The problem is the Union stormed in and took these 4. There's 4 of them down here. And they took them in their first wave, and I was able to clear a unit out or send them retreating, but I was never able to get a Johnny Reb back in this hex here. So once Tyler's boys and Broadhead took those 4 victory locations, they never gave them up. Well, the problem is they don't get any victory points for it. All right. They do, however, get victory points for the hex. What's one of these 2 hexes here? They get 3 points a turn. So that ends up being like 54 points if you don't take it away from them at the end of the game. All right. So thinking to myself, wow, that'll kill it right there. Confederates don't have a chance. All right. So we finished playing, and I totaled everything up. So let's take a quick look at the casualty track. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the only Confederate unit that ended up in the eliminated track was an artillery battery. All right? One of Broadhead's cavalry from the Union. No Confederate unit saw the broken track during this game. Just kind of the way the dice rolled, or because they were retreated and nobody could get after them. But the Union trying to charge up that ridge over there, and Tyler's attack, I think Kimball had 5 units in this broken track throughout the game. So, all right, well, let's take a look at how it ended up. So here's my numbers. The Confederacy, 24 points total for their victory locations on Sandy Ridge. They held those 2 locations for the duration. All right, they got 12 bonus points for holding 2 of those locations at the end of the game. And they got 41 points for casualties on the broken track are eliminated by the Union. Total 77. All right. The USA got 54 points for holding Pritchard's Hill. They got 8 points for, I wrote that down, for casualties they caused to that battery of Confederates. And that's it, for a total of 62. So you take the Confederate victory points, you subtract the Union, and you get a number. We got plus 15. I thought, all right, Confederate victory. Nope. By 1 point, it was a minor U.S. victory. So, as historically happened, the Union won a victory. Jackson has suffered his first defeat, and the first Battle of Kernstown has ended in March of 1862. And I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to clear the table of this. I haven't decided yet. I'll decide tomorrow whether I'm going to continue to play the Center Group one, Army Group Center from 3W, an older game, which is it's kind of interesting. Or I'm going to clear the table and we're going to get a Most Fearful Sacrifice. Regardless, outside of Army Group Center, the next game you see on the table is going to be a Most Fearful Sacrifice because I want to see how that plays. All right, so this is Hexy. First Battle of Kernstown. Claude Whalen did this one. Blind Sword System, Revolution Games, it was 2019, I think. It's over with a Union minor victory. All right, we'll see you in the next phase. Talk to you soon.